Hello everyone, welcome to General Lando 327 plays Final Fantasy XIII, episode 29. We are today going to be doing missions 11 through 14 and also mission 17. If I were to say it in the order that we're going to do it, we're going to do 11 through 13 and then 17 and then 14. Just because of convenience for where things are located for the most part. But yeah, we're doing, what, 5 missions today? Because we have time and we can. First one is going to be, so we're right where the mission 10 ended, right around here. And we just backtracked to the save point. We are going to go over here to this area that we haven't explored yet, where there are rampaging behemoths in pairs. So yeah, I mentioned that we were going to do this last episode. If all goes as planned, we're only going to fight one pair of them because you'll get the impression real fast of, how quickly they can annihilate your party if you let them. But you'll also get the strategy on how to kill them if you really care. That said, I need to change something here, because I think this needs to be... Let's see if I remember this correctly. Yeah, that's what I thought. I need to change this to straight up smart bomb. Set assassination as my primary. Try to avoid this encounter so I don't have to switch paradigms. There we go. So, just FYI, you wouldn't actually have to fight any of these double behemoth combos. Here's the first one, but we're not fighting it. There's about 5 of them. 5 possible duos of them in this area. The only one that we're gonna fight, as long as we don't get pulled into another one by accident, is this one right here. And the only reason we're fighting it is because they're guarding a treasure sphere there that has, honestly, not really worth the effort, but it has 2 platinum bangles in it. So mostly I'm doing it just to get that on camera more than anything else. So what we need to do this with is minimum to be at the level that we're at, which is the entire party is set up with the with all of their main roles done for this Crystarium tier in Chapter 11, and then highly advised to have the accessories that we've been creating throughout the chapter, the bravery talismans, and morale talisman for Vanille, and then the sprint shoes and Aurora scarves, because otherwise you're likely to get decimated. So the goal here is we start in assassination to try to debuff one of them as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, because of the AI, your saboteurs are not always going to be targeting the one that you want them to target, which is kind of unavoidable, but it'll work out in the end. Really, all we care about are Deprotect, Deshell, and Imperil, because then we want to switch to... there it is. Good. I was hoping I'd be able to get Imperil on before I had to switch to Variety. And then we let Vanille heal up. Hellfang tries to get Curse and Daze to stick on at least one of them. And then once you get to about halfway of their target health, you're going to need to switch to Relentless Assault and take out this one quickly before it stands up and heals. There we go. And if you can do that, then the rest of it's pretty easy because you've already got the other one partially debuffed. You probably have to drop into Variety again, like I'm doing here, just to make sure you don't get accidentally killed. But after that, it's just one Behemoth King, which, as we know, can still do some pretty nasty damage if you're not careful. But again, once you get Deprotect, Deshell, and Imperil on it, it's going to be a pretty simple fight. Unless you let it stand up, which you really shouldn't do. Even then, it's not too bad at this stage. We can take on one pretty easily, so... I might have done that too early. Yep. Just heal. Rats. Alright, so switch back to assassination and do the same thing. Just make sure to extra watch your health because it can take you out in like 2 hits if you're not careful. And we got what we need on it, so... actually, when it's standing up, you definitely want to get curse on it too. There we go. Drop the variety to heal so that we can try to keep days sort of on it while we heal. And then you can do the exact same thing. Just go back to the one with assault and take it down. Especially with curse on it, that makes it a whole lot easier once it's standing up. Even if you have to do something like that to try to make sure that it's constantly getting attacked so it doesn't have an opportunity to attack you. And that's all there is to taking them out when you're lucky. If you're not lucky, that can go badly very fast. Or if you aren't using the right strategies. Alright, so we got that. Make sure to get what we came here for. Not that we need these for any reason. Again, I basically did that just to get the treasure sphere on camera. So now, the stone for the mission is right here in this section that I haven't quite uncovered yet. So that's where we're going to head and try to dodge the pairs of behemoths on the way. Again, technically you would never have to fight any of these pairs of behemoths unless you want that treasure. And then if you wanted to, you could just use a Deceptisol to get the preemptive strike. And coming from the opposite direction, it's actually easier to get to this mission marker because you don't have to worry about these 2 behemoths. And there we go. And so the target for this mission is all the way down towards where we entered. This is where we came from in Valis Media, and it's right next to that. So that's where we're going. Theoretically, we could run back this way to use... Oh no, I take it back. We don't have that waypoint marker yet. Never mind. That's later. That's actually going to be next episode that we get that waypoint marker up and running. So we're just going to go down this way. If you haven't already fought the second Adamantoids, or yeah, the other one, the ones that we did, the ones that we can actually fight to get this nugget, it's right here, so you can do that easily. Adamantulid, that's the one I'm looking for. Honestly, I don't care about any of these encounters. They're not worth it at this stage of the game. Either they're such small fry that it doesn't give me any useful CP that I don't need anyway, because it's already maxed out for this tier anyway. Or they're so big, like we might end up fighting this Adamantulid as we walk to the next mission, depending on how close it is to where we're happening to be walking at that point. But because it's, you know, it's not a bad investment for the time, but if I can avoid it, or if I can easily avoid it, then why bother? Okay, well, this one I guess we're fighting. And of course I'm still set up in assassination, which I didn't really want to be. Yeah, probably kill him faster in assassination than I can to actually switch, so with a preemptive strike. There we go. But that reminds me that I do want to switch to aggression again anyway. Set this back up as exploitation. There we go. I did it again. Went too far. I did that when I was doing my test run, too. Yeah, I don't care. I know you're there. I don't feel like fighting you. Alright. So this is our mark. And these guys are easier than easy. Especially if you know, do something like that and you get a preemptive strike. Which is, as you can see, pretty easy to do. Even without a preemptive strike, at these levels and with this equipment, you can still take them out in like 10 seconds flat. And I don't even think that's an exaggeration. There we go. I think I literally did it in 19 seconds when I was doing writing my guide without a preemptive strike. And that's it. That's all there is to that mission. So the next place is going to be... we need to go farther this way, to the west of where that battle was. And this one is actually a little bit of a trek to get to the next waypoint mark, or the next mission marker, Seath Stone. And it's going to be our first of a couple. I think there are 3 like this that are they're red Seath Stones. Okay. That was supposed to just hop me up under that ridge, but whatever.
Out of my way! I'm tougher
Like I
than
said,
you thought.
not even worth the time effort at this point for 1300 CP. That's like a tenth of a node at this point. Make sure I don't pass it again this time. No, I passed it again. I always think that did I pass it? Okay, that's why I'm confused. So this is not the one leading to Valis Media. This is the one I was looking for. So that's where we came in. That's why I was confused. Well, I didn't go as far this time as I did when I was doing the test run. I got almost to where the next mission, where the mark for this fight is. So we're gonna fight these. Let's see, I want assassination. These 2 dire flans, because we want to try to get them to merge to get a monstrous plan so I can add it to my bestiary. If it doesn't happen, then we'll just kill them, but I'll try briefly to get it to happen. We're going to get one more shot at it in this episode later if we don't get it here. Right, the other one. I want to try to get these to merge, which usually you have to lower their health enough to get them to want to merge. Now we're going to switch to variety for a second, see if they will do it themselves. Yo, thanks, stop attacking. Come on. Somebody merge. Merge. Come on. I really don't want to kill him. But at this point they have fog and pain on him, so it might not happen anyway. Come on. Ah, he looked like he was going to do it. I don't know if they actually can merge with fog and pain on them. I've never had that happen, so... Doesn't look like it, or probably one of them would have done it by now. Alright, let's just finish this. There we go. Alright, well, we're going to get another shot at it anyway. Alright, so if we look at the map here, you'll see a little obstacle thing, that yellow, that orange thing. It means that there's an obstacle in the path there. And when we come around here, so that's the little red, they call it a paling. And I'm actually surprised we don't get a tutorial on that here. We do later, but oh, there it is. So this is the primer. These red Seath stones control these palings that block the way. So this is the first of these. I think there are 3 of them. I know there are 2. I'm trying to remember. No, there are 3. And the only place they exist is here, on the Arclight step. You had to get in my way. And I'm still set up in assassination.
Now's our chance.
Alright, so now we need to go all the way over here to this southwestern corner of the map that I haven't explored yet. And we're going to pick up 1 treasure sphere on the way. That, again, is not a real important treasure sphere, and it's not being guarded by anything. But there is 5 Libroscopes in a sphere over here, which actually does come in handy later on, chapter 12 and 13. Just because it's easier to toss the Libroscope than it is to use the TP to cast Libra all the time on monsters that we don't really want to fight more than once at the end of the storyline progression. So there's that at the end of that little outcropping there, and our mark is right there past this little peninsula. It's on its own little peninsula, its own peninsula with a peninsula coming off of it. Yeah. So all of these taxims are the same as what we were fighting when we did episode 7 or mission 7 multiple times for the tetratic gear. These are the same ones that guard that, the same monsters that guard that area. But before we do this, because of the fact that the normal monsters are cleared out here and all we have are these taxims, we're going to just grab these 2 treasure spheres. Actually, let's grab the other one now too, because there's no reason to fight the other grouping of them. There's another one right up here that is currently not being guarded. If we wait until after we do this fight, the normal monsters will return and we'll have to fight a group of, I think, Droa or one of the imp creatures that is in this area. Anyway, not a tough fight, but may as well save us an extra step. And then we just come over here. Let me make sure I have things set up properly. I do have this set in assassination, so we're all set there. This is another pretty easy fight. You're not going to get a preemptive strike on it, but it's not a tough fight when you're leveled to the extent that we are. This is another one of those unique Seath monsters, like the Mission 7 one. And you'll actually see this one again in Final Fantasy X-2. Which is kind of interesting because, you know, we do beat him here. Wait, before I do that, let me do Libra. Luckily, by the time that I get a cast, I'll have everything on here that can be done. Yeah, those are the only ones that are useful to us. So, oh yeah, Curse. Grab the let's get Curse to stick, hopefully. Curse. Come on, stick. There we go. And then we'll just go to aggression and finish it. Since he's already staggered. And he is resistant to physical, which is kind of the only downside to using aggression, because then they'll use one attack to launch him, and then just keep casting Ruin, which is okay as long as they don't miss with their launch attack, like we did the first couple of times we attempted it. But once he's in the air, it's easy peasy. Alright, so we finished that one. And we get, as a reward for this, the Royal Armlet, which is a very, very useful accessory to defend against magic and physicals. That's going to be one of the staples that we upgrade post-game, or post-story, for Snow to use in his Ultra Sentinel role. When we need one of those. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is just take a quick little detour here. If you go to the north side of this peninsula and then swing around to the opposite side, we're going to get one more treasure sphere for a catalyst material, a chunk of millerite that we'll use later on. Also, probably post game. Well, no, we might use it in. We might use it for the second episode of the upgrading equipment in Chapter 11. I shouldn't need assassination again for a little bit, unless we happen to run across to. I always want to say adamantulid. Unless we happen to run into those that we want to fight, we shouldn't need assassination again. Alright, so this is going to be the episode 13 next. Oh yeah, we are going to need... yeah, we will still need assassination for one more mission. So the next... the next mission marker is back where we did this mission, back where this mission stone was. It's just a little bit north and east of it. So right there where that flashing one is on the map is where we're going next. Okay, really? Circle all the way around me? And we're walking. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention it when we were fighting that behemoth pair. You definitely want to have Lightning as your party leader for those fights, only because that way you can control who you're targeting much more easily than if you're controlling either of the Saboteurs, Fang or Vanille. Why you would want to control Vanille in that fight, I'm not entirely sure, unless you just wanted to spam Imperil and not waste time with the other debuffs, I guess. But you don't want to be using Fang just because of the fact that the auto attack will try to keep switching targets, so Lightning won't focus on a single target. So if you're controlling Lightning, then at least you're choosing your target more without having to pay attention to which one you're targeting, because it'll stick with the same target. Alright, so this is mission 13. And then we need to go all the way back to where we started this episode. Clear across the steppe by the entrance to Mahabara. We could very easily get that treasure sphere, but we're not going to do it because I'm going to do it on camera later. That means I'm probably going too far west. Well, I guess I'm okay. It's hard to judge scale in this area to try to figure out where exactly you're heading. Because coming from where we were, you can't head towards Cocoon. I mean, or generally towards Cocoon, but you're going to end up too far east. So there's the first adamantula that was guarding the gold nugget that we fought. So the second one is going to be further down here. Oh no, I guess that is the second one. Okay, good. We ended up right where we wanted to. So back up here where we used the ambush point to fight our first behemoth king in the area, that one. This is where the mark is for this. And this is going to be just like the Munchkins and Munchkin Maestro battle that we did for Mission 6 over in Yasha's Massif and the Passive Padra. Or I guess it's Padre and Archaeopolis there. Doesn't get renamed Passive Padra until 10.2. And I'm in the right paradigm, so we're good there. This is another one that it's fairly easy to get a preemptive strike, but again, it doesn't really matter. Just don't forget to kill off the goblins before you focus on the chieftain, because otherwise one of the goblins will turn into another goblin chieftain. Alright, so that's done. Let's Libra it before it dies. And if you didn't get a preemptive strike, then you're probably going to want to switch to assassination, just to throw some debuffs on it. But until it staggers, since we did nice and easy. It's just faster to stick with the Relentless Assault if you've already got it staggered. And we get a Koboltite for that, so there's another good material upgrade. Alright, so now we're going to skip to episode 17, because the stone is right here, and it's the one that creates the teleport stone. So I guess that is this episode. I was thinking that was going to be the first mission of the next episode, but it's going to be right here. So this is the one that's going to create our other very useful teleport stone on the opposite end of the step. Didn't really mean to do that, but whatever. To be honest, we probably don't even need to switch to assassination at this point. We can probably take this out fast enough to not even worry about it. Except the fact that it's staying, so that would be a problem. Still might be able to kill it without switching to assassination. Yeah, we can take this down. Oh, I'm in aggression. Huh. That's why I didn't take it down fast enough. Thought I was in Relentless Assault. Alright, so this is the stone we need for mission 17. And once we finish this, we'll have a teleport at each corner of the... or close enough to it, to each corner of the southeast and the northwest corners of the steppe. And also a shortcut back to Mahabharata when we're ready to continue with the story. Which may be next episode, but I don't think so. I think it'll probably be at least 2 episodes yet. Can't remember how many more missions, because we're going to do this one and then 14 today. Then we'll have 15 and 16. It might be next episode. Just not sure off the top of my head how many more we do. Let's see. So the mark is right here, which is in front of the between the two adamantulids with the one there and one there with the gold nuggets that we killed. And this one we do want assassination. Although actually we really only need, to be fair, let me do this a little differently. I'll leave this one, I don't really need that. We're gonna make this smart bomb though. Because we don't really, it's not gonna be able to, oh, I take that back. No, I take that back, we do need assassination. But we don't need exploitation. So let's make this our default. Because we do need Neil in a saboteur role temporarily as soon as it's staggered. Oops. Too far north. Where are you hiding? There you are. Because like all from behind, this is going to be easy peasy. Not even sure it's worth switching to assassination at this point. So once it's staggered, it also becomes susceptible to imperil, but not before it's staggered. So the only ones you can stick on it before then are D-Protect, D-Shell, and Slow. And apparently Daze. But then you can stick Imperil on it once it's staggered. And then just finish it. Well, there we go. Yeah, I didn't really need to switch to Assassination just for Imperil, but whatever. We're getting a lot of good materials for upgrading from these marks, which is going to be useful when we do the weapon upgrades in chapters, the end of this chapter, and then again a little bit in chapter 12. So we're going to do the upgrades for, we're going to do one upgrade for Lightning, and then the upgrades for Vanille, Snow, and Hope at the end of this chapter, and then we're going to get a better one to upgrade for Lightning, and then one for Fang and Saz in chapter 12, early on in chapter 12, early to mid, to do the other three weapons that we'll use for the rest of the game. We finished this, so we need to go. The next one is, so now we need to go back to where the one that we deactivated down here was. No, I take that back. We need to get, sorry, we need to activate it first. So we need to go to, where is it? That one. Yeah, that one. To activate the marker so that we can go, the mark is down by the one that we just did, past the paling that we dropped. So, so this is the one we're looking for. There we are. And from here we go south-ish. Southeast. So now we're back to mission 14. And then this will be the last one that we do today. Or this episode. If you're watching these chronologically, it'll be today. Actually, you know, we're making good time. I might be able to do another one. Although there's a couple of cutscenes in this area that we're gonna get that take up some time. So we'll see. I might do another one. Alright, we're going to try this fight again, see if we can get them to behave this time. Or misbehave, as the case may be. I'm going to switch to Tireless Charge. Try to avoid... That way they're not going to get... They're not going to get fog and pain on them this way, so maybe they'll merge? I just don't want the Fang to accidentally kill one of them. Yeah, tell me that worked. There it is! That's what I wanted to see. I love the fact that they keep all the debuffs on them. Everything on it? Oh no, now I can get fog and pain on it. Nice. Still no pain, but who cares? You can just kill it. Just don't forget to Libero when it does that so that you actually have it in your bestiary. Or at least the majority of it. We'll fight a couple more of them. Before it's all said and done, but... Alright, so now we're going past where the paling was. I need to change paradigms here. This is not what I think I want aggression for this. Yes. And we're going to bypass this fight because there's no need to fight it. Once we get into this little area, we're gonna get a cutscene.
Oh, wait! I know that smell. I knew it. Hey, you!
So we finally found wild chocobos.
Wait! Hey, what we got here? New friends, huh? Why don't you go say hi? You keep growing like that, you'll be bigger than me before long, won't you? Maybe it'd be best to just say goodbye here. Hey, oh! Come on!
Chocobo didn't like that idea.
Jeez! Come on, I was just kidding.
Come on, Saz, don't you know you don't adopt chocobos, they adopt you?
Yeah,
They're like cats like that.
they're sticking with me till Dodge picks up. Could be a long wait. No one knows. Oh. Quick. Hey, Oh, oh, wait, you watching me or something? Say something. Or something. Wait.
Didn't want to interrupt. And, you know, I didn't quite know where to begin.
You don't have to begin anywhere. What happened to Dodge? Wasn't your fault.
But, Saz,
You got more than enough weight in your shoulders already. It was my fault at Day, letting Dodge out of my sight like that. That one's on me.
and you're just gonna deal with that on your own. Is that it?
I don't have to. I got this guy. And you? You got Vanille. You weren't alone. That kept you going, didn't it? Listen to me, trying to act all parroty.
Well, don't give up. You're getting the hang of it. Really.
Alright, so we found the chocobos. We just kind of need to take a few steps, and then we'll get another shortcut scene. Some big meanies trying to bully a chocobo.
Huh? Hurry the what up? Jeez, someone's had their feathers ruffled.
And this is the mark for our mission. So we're gonna just toss a liver scope here to get the information quickly. That way Vanille knows to use fire spells. And then we just take them all down. This is, again, pretty simple.
Out of my way!
That was supposed to kill it. And there we go.
Just another battle.
That's all there is to that. And our reward.
A few minutes later and you'd have been plucked.
Is that now we get to ride chocobos. But only in this area.
Want some gazelle greens, huh?
Alright. Before we do that, however, let's see where are we at with time. Yeah, we got about almost 20 minutes left, so we're gonna go ahead and possibly do mission 15. But before we do that, we need to get a couple of treasure spheres in this area. And no, that's not what I want. There's that little orange thing hovering on the minimap. If you go near it, let's grab this while we're at it. Sea battle scales. So let's see if we can spot it. It's gonna get closer to land here in a second. You can see something floating out there. And once it gets close to us... Come on. There we go. Once you examine it there, you can get a chocobo plume off of it. There you go. And then there's one more sphere on the other side of this area. Get lucky and get a preemptive. Spoke too soon. Jinxed myself. And we may need to watch our health here just because there are 5 of these things and they can attack quickly and rather relentlessly.
Take this!
But if I keep spamming Brewinga, it'll be pretty simple. Now we're already down to like 3. We got this. There we go. There's another mission over here that we're going to do post-story that is a much nastier version of the one that we did the first time. Because it has a bunch of the higher versions of those frog creatures that we were just fighting. And then it's got a bunch of these, which are much nastier than the Sahagin we were just facing. This is an Orobon. And they are actually going to be a regular enemy in the final dungeon of the story. I'm going to use Libra here, and then switch to Assassination. And as a single one, they're not that bad. But when you get up to like 3 or 4 of them, they're nasty. For one thing, they do that, which is daze, and it also debuffs you, so... that's why my haste just disappeared. It's daze and I guess it's daze and slow that they cast, which just removes haste if it digs. But they have no status immunity, so you know, like I say, one of them not that tough. But once you get to about 3 or 4 of them, we're gonna fight one battle in. Actually, you know what? I got that wrong. They're not the ones that are in the final dungeon. There's a one form up even from them, Daganites, that are in the final dungeon, and you fight a few of those, and you're really... we actually will use the technique that I basically only use for a couple of fights in the final dungeon, and a fight that will probably do, actually one of the later fights that we'll do post-story, against the Ochu? Neochu, I think. Okay, so those are the only 2 things here that we needed to get. So now we are going to enjoy a nice little chocobo ride. So here we go. Those little 3 feathers in the bottom corner are the morale gauge. If you run into a monster, one of those disappears. If you run into 3 monsters, then if you run into 3 monsters before they have a chance to replenish, which they do fairly quickly. Hang on, actually. There is a treasure somewhere. So when this little blinky icon is over a chocobo's head, that means that there's a hidden treasure, a treasure that you can dig for. And if you stop and follow where the chocobo is looking, it shows you where it is or the direction that it's in. And the treasures here are set for the first, I want to say the first 10 come in a set pattern. So you're not going to be surprised by what you get if you're familiar with the pattern. But where are we going now? Northeast. Okay, so where we need to go next is somewhere. That one. That's where we're headed. We couldn't get to it previously because you have to have a chocobo to get there. But that's where we're going. Because now we have a chocobo and we can get up on some of those, which means we can also get a bunch of treasure spheres that we had not gotten previously. For example, this first mesa here that we come across, we can jump right up here. That's what those little yellow circles are. It means that you have to get up there via chocobo. Then we're going to hop down here. Is it over here? I don't remember where exactly it is on this thing. Move. Oh no, there's not one on here. We want... Okay, we're gonna go up here then. This is the one I was thinking of. Boom. Doesn't matter. It'll regen here in a second. Then we hop up this one. This is the one I was thinking of. Around here, I think it's in the... Ah, there it is. And there we go. Nugget of Scarletite there. And we are right where we need to be for the Seed Stone. So we're going to do this next. And this one is also on one of these mesas somewhere. Oh no, I guess not. Oh no, the mark is over here. Which I think is gonna be... No, it's not that one either. Let's see if I can find the dig point here. So if I stop and look where the chocobo is looking, it's going to be over here somewhere. Go past it. I think it's actually in this thingy. There it is. For another dig point. So every time you come into the step, it loads, I think, 4 random dig points in the area, in the entire step. And then they're done until you leave and come back, and then it reloads a fresh copy of the step. So we need to go over here. There is... that mesa behind the one where we've got one of the gold nuggets has another gold nugget on it, so we're going to go for that now that we have a chocobo. Is that one or the one over here? I can't remember which one it actually is that had it. This one. It's just a matter of finding that. Finding where to hop up at. Somewhere. Possibly over the rainbow where skies may or may not be bluish. There we go. There it is. And there we go. Another gold nugget. So between that and the gold nugget and gold dust that we just got as dig points, that's another 100 and... I believe the gold dust is worth 45,000, so that's 165,000 gil. And that's still nowhere near what you need for anything useful post-story. Where am I? There. Okay, so we just need to go a little bit further down. Thank you. This direction. And this is the next mark. So we unfortunately have to get off our chocobo, which means it's going to go running away, but we're where we need to go. We're going to start in Tireless Charge instead of Aggression, only because there are 6 goblins as well as the chieftain in this fight, and we're not going to get a preemptive strike. So this way we can let Fang and Lightning focus on killing them while Vanille keeps us topped off. Because as you can see, they're taking down our health very quickly, even as high level as we are.
Stay down.
Because they do like to tend to focus on one target as well. But once we get the number of targets down, then we're going to go ahead and switch to aggression, because now we can use. Should be okay with healing at this point with the number of weakened goblins that we have left.
Out of my way. You're mine.
As soon as this one is about to go down, then we'll go to assassination. Enough. Finish this. There we go. And again, D-Shell, D-Protect, and Imperil are really the only ones you need, but why not cast the rest of them? It's not like he's not taking damage from my attacks. And again, it's probably not even worth switching paradigms to end it a little bit more quickly. Alright, and that is going to do it. We get the Survivalist catalog from this. This is the other one that I was talking about last episode when I was talking about the Collector catalog and the Connoisseur catalog. This one gives you the Shroud Scavenger passive ability that makes it more likely that your enemies will drop shrouds. So this is the way that we're going to farm for some shrouds that we're basically only going to sell. But when we do grinding post-story, we're going to use the Connoisseur catalog and the Survivalist catalog to get some drops to sell. But I need to find a save point, which I think there's one right around here somewhere. Yeah. I think that's on the opposite side though. Down there. So we actually got one more mission done than I was intending to do, which is nice. Let's see, how many more do I have? You know what? No, that's a ways away. We only have one more mission we're gonna do before we continue with the storyline. So we are definitely gonna continue storyline next episode. Although the continuation of the storyline is gonna be some mission stuff in Mahabharata, so yes and no. We may not actually get to where we fought Hecate and Cher. I'm not sure. Because I haven't done my test run of it yet. Because I didn't know how far for sure I would get in this episode. So anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Next time we will be doing the last mission out here before we go back to Mahabharata and a bunch of missions there and possibly get back to where we were on our way to the next area. So again, thank you all for watching. Everybody have a great day.